I just found out something what I've noticed ever since 2 days ago, and that is the fact that it might be something to do with that star bit count. As you can see, I've got so far 1,234 star bits so far. So meaning it's like you get the order of like 1, 2, 3, 4 into that particular counter HUD UI and stuff like that, which is always interesting to say the least. So, hey, what's up ladies and gentlemen, it is I am the one and only Mexi here once again, and I am back for yet again for the likes of the Mexi Toys videos, as always. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for some more of Let's Play of Super Mario 3D All-Stars while we're playing through Super Mario Galaxy for the Nintendo Switch. So I believe last time we've essentially did manage able to yet again collect more power stars, and in addition to collecting more power stars, we also did manage able to collect our third grand star so far in Super Mario Galaxy. So by beating Bowser for the first time in the forms of Super Mario Galaxy game. So as a result though, it was pretty easy all things considered. So today, for this video, is the fact that we're about to be heading off to the next dome, which appears to be the Kitchen Dome. So we can expect that we can able to explore more galaxies there, and of course just try our best if we're able to speed things up a little bit on certain missions throughout. So in this case, let's go ahead and get started with the forms of Beach Ball Galaxy right here, so we can able to actually just to tackle through the first mission on here, Sunken Treasure. So yeah, everything else will be come together for the most part though, especially noticeable about the fact that, well, I think relatively speaking at this point in time is the fact that, well, as far as what I think I've sort of mentioned this, but I think I should probably say this again anyway, is the fact that I will try my best able to collect the insane amount of those power stars as much as I can, for the sake of the forms of some parts of this Let's Play, or to be more specifically with the Super Mario Galaxy portion of the game, so we can pretty much expect of how this is going. So, yeah, you get the idea about that. So, anyways, let's go ahead and get the star chips and what have you, so just in case we can pretty much expect of how the fact that we're pretty much gonna launch ourselves for the sake of the forms of that particular segment where obviously that particular power star is being trapped inside of that particular crystal, so we can pretty much expect about the fact that we can able to break it out. So yeah, a few things we want to explain for this point today, and that is the fact that today's day is of course the 9th of September today, in this case in 2022 today. So, about for the fact that there's quite a lot of things that's been happening for the sake of the forms of today actually. Although I'll save that conversation until for later, because I think I should probably save that conversation until whenever we get into the later missions to come. So in this case though, let's go ahead and grab some music notes here, and of course this is actually based off from that particular music as in the underwater theme from, of course, Super Mario Brothers, so to be expected at this point. So anyways, oh, I somehow accidentally missed that music note, but that's okay because I've somehow already grabbed it, and let's do some triple jumps. So in this case I've successfully done that right there, and maybe we can probably, ooh, nice. So no need for switches or anything like that because I'm a pro. But anyway, enough about that, so let's go ahead and obtain the power star, of course. Nicely done for all things considered this in mind, so yeah, pretty swell. Okay, something's worth mentioning when it comes to the forms of today's discussion. First off, I would say, for those of you who lived in North America, happy 23rd birthday when it comes to the release of the Sega Dreamcast. So yeah, I can't even believe the Sega Dreamcast has been released for about 23 years ago, to be more specifically in America. So yeah, pretty swell I have to say. So anyways, before I get into more details about that in a moment, because as you can tell, we've already managed able to actually access to the Rosalina's library that we can able to investigate through later, and also with the Forms of the Hungry Luma as well. So and let's get into the next mission in Beach Ball Galaxy, which is passing the swim test. Which to be expected that the ultimate goal is pretty simple. We need to find the gold shell, and then you must able to deliver the gold shell into that particular, well, the swim test as a result. So, yeah, you can pretty much expect how this is going. So, anyways, let's talk to this penguin coach here. And yeah, this is the actual final swim test, so we can able to actually just get, you know, the gold shell, like I said. So we can pretty much expect of how the fact that we can probably easily obtain it by simply just managed able to swim over there. And then eventually that one of the penguins is actually holding the actual gold shell. So we can just snag it and just reach up to the surface and try to... I was hoping I can able to do a bit of a shell jump, if I should say so for myself, when it comes to likely doing that faster technique or something like that, but apparently I just failed. But oh well, no big deal. No big dealio, it's not the actual inconsistent thing in the world, but sometimes though I was a little bit too hasty when it comes to pulling off that move, but oh well, no big deal. But at the very least this mission is overall pretty easy still, so especially noticeable with how the fact that, well, you're just gonna have to get a lot of usage of them, a lot of emphasis on swimming, that's all there is to know. Alright, so I think we should probably move on to the next mission. So in this case, let's head back on to here again to take on the third mission. So, although we will still say this right now, that we will still save the secret mission later, because here we go, on to the secret Undersea Cavern. And of course, we can pretty much expect that that particular planet over there, that's the only planet we need to go into. Until we're able to actually claim our Power Star, of course. Although, before I get into more details about that, another thing I was able to classify for something, and that is the fact that today, Splatoon 3 just recently came out today for the Nintendo Switch from a worldwide release. So, yeah, this should be awesome, all things considered, especially noticeable about the fact that, wow, I still need to meaningfully manage able to actually just try to able to play the rest of the series, but I think we should probably save it until, as for the Let's Play itself, until specifically maybe next year or something, so just in case we're able to get enough time until we either decide able to take a break on longish Let's Plays for specifically Mario 3D platformers for the time being, or anything else to be more specific, but either way though, it knows what it is, so let's just take this massive shortcut until I get myself an extra life. Along with that, just a massive shortcut so that I can able to actually skip this entire portion of this particular mission. There's also another shortcut you can able to take by going for that particular corner square right there, but I don't think it's going to be reachable for Mario. But while compared to the forms of how it does it on the second playthrough, that well, it doesn't matter what version you're playing, either on the Wii, Wii U, or the Switch. So yeah, you probably already know why, entering at some form or another. So of course, if you're following through our Let's Play of Super Mario Galaxy 2, that this particular planet will obviously come back from the likes of in Super Mario Galaxy 2, known as Stone Cyclone Galaxy, which obviously makes everything else a lot faster, and on top of all that stuff though, that there's a lot of emphasis on using the actual exclamation mark ground pound switch until you're able to actually slow things down tremendously. So, like slowing every single like thwomps, especially noticeable with Tox boxes here and there. So yeah, you probably already know why, for the sake of trying to mentioning about that stuff. So oh, looks like we got ourselves the comment straight away. So I suppose we should probably tackle for that right now, I guess. So anyways, let's go and get to it with fast faux comments right here. Pretty much expected what this is going on, because something to do with the forms of everything else moves a lot faster. So because as far as I mentioned this already, from the likes of the forms that, well, you already know. Fast foes on the Cyclone Stone. And also, unlike any forms of how it does it on Super Mario Galaxy 2 version of that specific planet, that is pretty obvious about the fact that there's a lot of, like, slow down switches here and there. And on top of all that stuff, though, is the fact that, relatively speaking, you know what that ending segment in the forms of oh, aside from the fact that in Super Mario Galaxy 2, version of this particular planet, to be more specifically in the normal mission, that basically you get yourselves the Comet Medal, whilst in the forms of in this, you get yourselves a just a 1-up. And I think in the actual Prankster Comet mission from the Super Mario Galaxy 2 version of that particular planet, I think you get yourselves a time clock, so it adds up to your time. So, and also in the ending segments, that in the first Super Mario Galaxy, that basically gets like a thwomp at the end, whilst in the forms of in Super Mario Galaxy 2, it just gets like shifting horizontal like blocks trying to push you off and stuff like that instead of getting crushed. So, yeah, that basically explains it. If, again, for those who have watched our Let's Play of Super Mario Galaxy 2 back in 2019, well, despite the fact that usually I'll just, it's hard to explain because I was thinking about something else for a moment, so... Anyways, let's head back in here for the 5th time, or technically speaking, for our YouTube live spam. This is, technically speaking, our 17th time going back into Beach Ball Galaxy, because I don't usually count the Wii U version digital download version, because it's more accurately the exact same thing as the Wii version, aside from the forms of improved quality, but that's pretty much about it. What the only difference is between the Wii version than the likes of the Wii U version, although aside from the fact that the Wii U version just, you know, cuts down the loading times and all that stuff. But, you know, it's kind of a shame about the fact that you can no longer get Super Mario Galaxy and Super Mario Galaxy 2 on the Wii U now, because, well, relatively speaking, because the eShop is now dead for, you know, both the Wii U and the 3DS. Like, seriously, I never thought that, who the heck thought that was a good idea to begin with, but it bears repeating, for instance, because, you know, I just really miss those days, especially noticeable we now need to still stuck around with, you know, play retro games, locked behind the forms of the Switch online membership services and all that jazz, so, yeah, I wasn't too pleased about that. So as you can see, we'd actually transform into ourselves Ice Mario, so you can either just manage to shake the Joy-Con, or press the Y button, so that way you can able to skate around with. So, yeah, that might be something worth noting for. And also, since about the fact that this is in 2022 so far, that also means about the fact that, according to the forms of in Mario Kart Tour, side of things, and that is the fact that, well, Ice Mario will become its playable character from the likes of in Mario Kart Tour, and that's pretty much about it for the most part, especially noticeable. I think that's the only thing I can remember. So, yeah, as you can see with that secret mission as we did right there, basically is the fact that we always have to rely on the forms of that returning enemies from the likes of in Super Mario Sunshine. Yes, the Cataquacks are back, and I don't think they're able to bring back the red variation, so wall kicking up waterfalls. So yeah, the secret mission on that particular galaxy. So and also we've managed able to actually access to the new chapter for Rosalina's storybook from the library. So that's pretty swell, I have to say. Alright, Bubble Breeze Galaxy, here we go. Should be a little bit interesting, especially noticeable this is now on the Switch. So anyways, through the Poison Swamp. So we pretty much know exactly what this is about, and that is the fact that we need to be doing the forms of bubble guiding. So yeah, it's kind of weird. They never actually brought that element back from Super Mario Galaxy 2 somehow. Well, unless if you technically want to count the forms of some mods out there for the sake of the forms of Super Mario Galaxy 2 level packs. But aside from all that stuff though, I think that's as far as I can think about it. So anyways though, another thing I should probably explain about this as well, also during that time, I'm guessing so anyway, I would say happy 11th birthday, or should I say happy 11th anniversary of the release of Star Fox 64 3D. In this case, one of the greatest remakes from the likes of the forms of, to be more specifically, next to The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time for the 3DS. So, yeah, between the forms of in the beginning portion of, you know, the 3DS's lifespan, despite it's a bit bare bones when it comes to the forms of in its launch, but later on in during the Forms Event 2011 though, on the other hand though, that it just gets a lot more better. So, As you can see with that particular bubble segments, as you can tell, basically it's the fact that we obviously need to point the screen, of course, and well, I suppose that's pretty much it, really. However, as you can tell, I'm actually not going to be going to another bubble, because as you can see, shortcut for the win! Man, I love doing that. Especially noticeable that some speedrunners always attempt to do this, though. Especially noticeable that you can easily just manage to skip, you know, a whole bunch of the forms of those segments of the entire stage. So, man, I love doing that. Because back in the forms of in 2019, that I suppose that Piglet did somehow manage to did the original Wii version of the game. That I first thought that he was probably going to go for a shortcut route, but it turns out he just managed to did the level normally, so that's fine, I guess. Alright, so next galaxy we're going to be hop into is, of course, Ghostly Galaxy. So, let's see what this brings us to. Luigi and the Haunted Mansion. So, that means, yes, Luigi made his appearance in this game. So, yeah, no matter what though, he's going to be trapped inside in here, so we have to rescue him before it's too late. Although not necessarily too late though, because obviously that we already know what to expect, because again, we experienced the original Wii version already, and also on top of that, there's no time limit, so yeah, there's nothing to worry about, so... Yeah, anyway though, yeah, let me know in the comments down below for the question of the day. Especially noticeable if you're the guys who are the biggest fan in terms of the forms of the Sega Dreamcast game console. What is your absolute favorite Sega Dreamcast game you've ever played in your own life? To be more specifically, after 23 years when the Sega Dreamcast has been first released from the likes of in North America. Although, technically in Japan, it already came out ever since in 1998. So, as a result, though, that I can't even believe, you know, the Sega Dreamcast is now 23 years old in North America, whilst until about a month later in Europe, so we can pretty much expect how this is going. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below what's your absolute favorite game you've ever played for the sake of the forms of the Sega Dreamcast. So, because for me, I think my absolute favorite of the Sega Dreamcast game I've ever played, it will probably have to be both Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2. Mainly because both of those games are the most iconic for the sake of the forms of owning a Dreamcast to begin with, despite the fact that I'm still having issues with the forms of the Dreamcast lately, mainly due to the stupid random resetting problem. So because of this though, it's always a common thing every nowadays, sadly. So, although I was able to try to fix it by myself, but the result is actually pretty alright, but it might be still a little bit more common when it comes to likely triggering it, so... Anyways, let's go here and see Luigi needs help. So of course we do need to rescue him. So, and to do that, we need to grab the key from down there, and then quickly try to able to press A at the right time. So just in case you don't want to fall off by complete accident. So yeah, that pretty much explains of how. Alright, so let's go and touch that, and grab the Boo Mushroom, so that way we'll transform into the Boo Mario, where you can able to actually obviously vanish through any fences or anything else to be more specifically. Either if you try to able to shake the controller, or the Joy-Con, or to be more specifically, the Y button. So I always use the Y button a bit more than in forms of how it does it on motion controls kind of scheme, because obviously with the forms of power factor, just make everything else a lot more easy to manage. Well, for most newcomers out there, to be more specifically for those who have already owned Super Mario 3D All-Stars to begin with, so... Oh yeah, kind of think about it, it turns out about the fact that we only got about, I would say, 9 days left until specifically Super Mario 3D All-Stars as a compilation game is going to celebrate its 2-year anniversary. So, yeah, I can't believe that this entire compilation game is going to be almost 2 years old during that time. So, yeah, I can't believe that time flies still.
Look.
Welcome back.
Look.
I can see your brother from here, in this case Luigi. If you ask him, I bet he'll help you to search for the Power Stars. and I'm sure he has a lot to tell you. You should go speak to him over there by the garage. So, yeah, I'm always gonna go ahead and do that. Just in case if there are some more missions coming up, to be more specifically something related to the terrace dome, so we can pretty much expect how this is going. So let's talk to him right now. Bro, you're looking for power stars, right? Let me help. I think you might have missed one in the Good Egg Galaxy. If I find it, I'll write you a letter. Keep your eyes peeled for it. So we should be all set until we're able to actually finish up the next mission. So, yeah, we're pretty much going to be all gathered by the actual points itself. So, anywho, yeah, because usually I always enjoy Sonic Adventure and as well as Sonic Adventure 2 on the Dreamcast, because I obviously had a really great time with those two versions of the game. Because usually, relatively speaking, I also have Sonic Shuffle as well, but I don't usually play it that much though, to be honest, because, I mean, let's face it, it's like a Mario Party ripoff. I mean, the only reason why I still got Sonic Shuffle is because to have that for my Sonic the Hedgehog game collection, as you probably already know. Alright, next mission we have is a very spooky sprint. And as you can tell, it now loads instantly on this mission, as opposed to the original physical version on the Wii, that basically sometimes it takes a while to load. Sometimes. Whilst it kind of does the same thing on the Wii U virtual console, technically speaking, for its, you know, the Wii U digital download version of Super Mario Galaxy, where usually it loads instantly for that particular point right there. So, again, there's not much else to say. So, anyways, let's go and just do some pull stars here. I think the actual entire race is going to be involved around in utilizing the pull stars a lot. Just in case you might able to actually get used to with the mechanics throughout even more. So, yeah, that pretty much explains it from there. So, alright, let's grab some more star bits, just in case for Hungry Lumas and all that jazz. So, oh look, here's that familiar Boo racer that we've already seen since the original version. And also that helmet still reminds me of the Forms of the Daisy's counterpart for Boo for its color helmet. So, because seriously, it does remind me of that's the exact same color scheme. Although, again, the noticeable difference being that there's no Daisy's emblem from the likes of the Forms of in Mario Strikers Charge. So, although, because usually, relatively speaking, that Mario Strikers Charge football, that they usually came out first before this game exists originally on the Wii. So that makes it pretty much perfect sense. So, alright, so let's get into the Sling Star here, so we can able to just take a massive shortcut there, just to not able to actually go all the way back. So, yeah, it might be seems easy to do at for newcomers at least. So, anyway, so it looks like we're almost there now, so it's just a few more pulls, and, well, suffice to say, we're done. Too easy. Piece of cake. Especially because, you know, I've played this loads of times since I was a kid. Well, to be more specifically, well, I was like, 10 years old, so... Anyways, let's obtain this power star here. And since that we've already talked to Luigi from earlier ago, that also means I'll be forced to be back out there, just in case we're able to get our, you know, letter from Luigi. So, yeah, that pretty much explains it. So, 35 power stars. So, not too shabby there. You have a letter from Luigi. Bro, I got a star, but now I can't go get back. This picture shows where I am. Help me, from Luigi. So of course you can able to actually look upon that image, assuming if you're trying to able to pause the game and stuff like that, by pressing the plus button, as opposed to in I believe in the original version of Super Mario Galaxy, you can either just manage able to press either pause, or to be more specifically, plus or minus, on the original Wii U the Wii version, and same applies to the Wii U version as well. But as far as the Switch version is concerned, the only way you can pause the game this time is by just simply pressing the plus button, because what the minus button does is it actually takes you to the forms of that particular Super Mario 3D All-Stars pause menu, and then you can either just look up on controls and co-op mode activated, or to be more specifically with, well, just head back to the menu with these 3 games along with the 3 soundtrack albums. So as you can see, we've managed to went back onto Good Egg Galaxy again, but because of the reason why, because, well, Luigi was there. So, yeah, too easy, especially noticeable, well, at least if you try to, you know, mainly trying to able to pull off, you know, the triple jumps and stuff like that. Luigi on the roof. So, no star bits or no coins to be collected at all. So, because, you know, I managed to get this mission a little bit more faster than I attempted, so... Pretty swell, I'm telling you. Pretty swell. So anyways, I think we should probably take a break on Terrace for now, until God knows if we manage able to bump into the Luigi letter until later. So, anyways, let's head back into the Kitchen Dome again, to able to actually tackle through the next mission in Ghostly Galaxy. So... I'm not exactly sure if I was gonna able to finish the entire dome for this video, but definitely in the next video for sure, because, well, you already know what to expect. So, beware of Bouldergeist. So, in this case, the next boss should be just up ahead. So, yeah, that pretty much as far as I can try to explain about this. Alright, so let's just go and launch ourselves with the launch star and stuff. And hopefully we'll try to able to get the invincibility rainbow star and stuff. So hopefully we'll able to dish out as many of those enemies as we could for, you know, trying to grab the insane amount of those star bits as much as I can. So, yeah, that goes to saying much. So, alright, so yeah, this is where we stumbled across these black boos. Well, to be more specifically, it's like a boo bomb kind of syndrome, because if you somehow manage able to grab the boo bomb's tongue, and then basically if you try to keep a hold of it, it just goes all like spinning around and stuff like that. But if it dare touches any other object, to be more specifically either you or specific crates or you know, Bowser statues, as was shown for about a few moments ago, that basically it just explodes. So yeah, that pretty much explains it. So anyways, let's get some more star bits from here, so just in case I need to, you know, still grind for them, and you probably know what to expect. So, and of course we're still able to actually utilize these sling parts, you know, objects, so that way we can able to just launch ourselves from here, and also from over there too. Well, usually, relatively speaking of the forms of those sling parts, as far as the forms of the Mario's playthrough is concerned, I'm guessing it might actually be the last time we're going to be seeing those you know, sling parts and stuff like that. I'm guessing so. Mind you, it has been about 2 days ago since I actually last played Super Mario 3D All-Stars on the Switch so far, just because, well, been busy lately, especially noticeable after the release, or technically speaking, that since that, you know, like I said before, Splatoon 3 finally managed able to get released today, for the likes of, you know, as I said, 9th of September today, so that pretty much explains how that is a good thing I did manage to play this just before, you know, Splatoon 3 finally comes out. So yeah, that's pretty super if I have to say so. Mind you, I haven't exactly looked upon that much reviews of it yet, although mind you, I'm pretty sure I'll explain more details about that if we manage to able to continue doing the you know, Super Mario Galaxy game portion of Super Mario 3D All-Stars, I'm pretty sure. Because mind you, I don't think that Tiana decides to able to mention that, because, well, relatively speaking now, that she was still busy playing through The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DX for the Game Boy Color, so yeah, that explains it. So alright then, Bouldergeist, we've met again after the events of not only the original Wii version, but also the Luigi's playthrough on the Wii version, and on top of that, Super Mario Galaxy 2 as well. So as a result though, yeah, I think this is technically speaking our 7th time dealing with this boss fight because, you know, after the events of Super Mario Galaxy on the Wii version, and also just watch out for his attacks, to be more specifically with that, you know, spotting those rocks coming from the ground, and also that he will decide able to rise the spiky rocks, so you can have to avoid those at all costs. Now, as to be expected, 2 phases on this fight, so in this case, the first phase is pretty simple. He just managed able to only rise his rocks, and that's pretty much it. And also pay attention to the forms of that particular different colored rocks, because sometimes he'll either summons the grey rocks, which obviously does nothing, or, potentially speaking, the black rocks, which actually cause to release the black boo bombs here and there. And of course, the yellow rocks, which actually cause a coin to appear, assuming if you keep on getting hit a lot. Now, I get the actual feeling that after this mission is done, then obviously that we will stumble across the Daredevil comments and draining forms of in later. So, well, assuming if my power star count was actually on an even number. So, did I somehow manage able to go like 100 star bits or something? Well, mind you, because I didn't pay attention, because I somehow accidentally managed to able to long jump straight into that power star as I go. Not quite, but I somehow got 100, specifically 101. So yeah, I've no idea why I still managed to bring that up for that 101 Dalmatians reference. So yeah, it looks like the comments did show up. So. Oh well, no big deal, but at the very least we can able to do the secret mission now in a very spooky sprint, so we can just simply well, dive straight into the mission as we go along. But yeah, aside from the forms of those few topics I explained, I think that's as far as I can talk about this, especially noticeable because, well, I can assure you that the Splatoon fans are now very happy with the forms of Splatoon 3, finally managed able to came out today. So because obviously that, well, a good thing about that is though is the fact that I'm pretty sure that you know, some other toys, including myself sometimes, back in the past, and also I love performing shortcuts like that, especially noticeable no need to obtain a key, although mind you, because of how the fact that, well, since I've already managed able to play this game loads of times, so anywho, yeah, because thankfully that if you managed able to actually access to the Switch online and stuff like that, thankfully that Splatoon 3 now finally able to actually got, you know, the cloud save data support. So, because, you know, a lot of people complain about that from the likes of in Splatoon 2, so I just have no idea why they managed able to skip that, you know, the actual, the cloud save data support on Splatoon 2 and just jump straight into Splatoon 3, while Splatoon 3 immediately managed able to got themselves the, you know, the actual cloud save data support. So, I just don't get it sometimes. But anyway, so here we go on to this particular little, segment right here. So in this case though, we need to keep up, because if you go a little bit behind, then obviously you have to do the entire segment all over again. So, at least thankfully the checkpoints are usually generous. Well, mind you though, is the fact that, you have to start all over at the beginning of that section. So, anyways, let's go ahead and get another power star after obtaining that particular key, so we can able to actually open up some doors in here and there. So, because usually it opens up every single doors on that particular point. So, either giving you an extra life, or in some cases coins. Matter Splatter Mansion. So, that's actually, kind of things worth noting for, I guess. So, I've no idea why I'm saying things weirdly enough at this point, because like I said before, I think that's as far as I can talk about for this point today, because I've already explained quite a few bits and bobs here and there, so... Alright, so it looks like we now have the Daredevil Comet in orbit, so in this case, yep, Goldergeist's Daredevil run, so we have to do this boss fight again, but with 1 unit of health, so... that pretty much explains it. Alright, so we'll just grab some star bits as we go along, so... yeah, seriously, we just managed able to got Oh, I've almost fallen off, but that's okay, because if I almost fell off, then obviously the cutscene will still triggers me onto that specific spawning point of where I was exactly what I was about to stand onto, so that's okay for me. Alright, so I think it's probably best to wait to do that, and hopefully we'll utilize the last food bomb here and just try to explode onto this bouldergeist, and then do it again within the actual hit. Not doing so bad anyway. Which again, because of how the fact that usually, relatively speaking, I think so far, I actually got about 11 power stars so far, at least if I'm guessing correctly. So I think it's roughly about 11 power stars I've got so far, which that's actually pretty good, because obviously that's there's not much else we can talk about, like I said. But exponentially, whenever we get into the forms of the second playthrough of the Switch version of Super Mario Galaxy, to be more specifically, well, you probably already know what I'm talking about during later times. So, either way though, hopefully it should make everything else be a lot more faster than ever before. Especially after noticeable with the forms of how the fact that, well, you probably know what to expect. And there goes Bouldergeist right here, so pretty swell and too easy on my part. Although, mind you, about the fact that it might be pretty tricky for newcomers out there, for those who have not played the original Wii version before, but either way though, it knows where it stands. So there we go. I think that pretty much takes care of the forms of Ghostly Galaxy for now on, until for later on anyway though. And I suppose we should probably move on to the next galaxy. So I think we should probably do 2 more galaxies, I guess? Or to be more specifically, 2 more missions, I guess. So, in this case, let's head over to that particular next galaxy right over there. Boyle Base Galaxy. I can't really pronounce that particular B word at the beginning because, well, then again, though, it has been about a couple of, not only a couple of weeks, but also 2 years ago since I actually last played Super Mario Galaxy on the Switch, so the Floating Fortress. And to be expected, we need to be able to go into this underwater segment twice, because the reason why I say twice, because obviously this particular galaxy has 2 missions. So in this case though, one is the regular mission, and the other one which involves around the secret mission, so, and both will need to rely on the forms of those torpedo tents, so, which will pretty much guarantee it will pretty much home in on you, just like bullet bills can, so we need to let the actual torpedo tent aim right onto that particular, I would say like a bubble bit right there, on that particular cage in there. Oh god! I did not notice I wasn't paying attention to either that one over there, or maybe, oh god! I just did not notice there was actually another one just appeared out of nowhere. But I'll take it. I'll definitely take it, I suppose. So anyways, oh, shoot. Okay, I totally forgot about that particular flood-like water ball spray thing. So, alright. So, and also, if you follow through our Let's Play of Super Mario Galaxy 2 already, that you do realize about the fact that this particular theme will brought back onto Mario Galaxy 2. Now, on top of all that stuff, though, the actual tower itself might be exactly the forms of, like, well, it might be exactly the same as the ones in Super Mario Galaxy 2, except with a different setting, because usually in the forms of in here, it obviously takes place like a somewhat of a blue skies with all that blue somewhat space and all that stuff, like all bright and cheery and everything, whilst the forms of in Super Mario Galaxy 2 version of that particular that familiar tower, basically not only does it get a little bit more darker, but also a lot more stormier, and also it does take place in Space Storm Galaxy. So because of that though, yeah, you probably already know how this is going to turn out, especially, again, if you're following for a Let's Play of Super Mario Galaxy 2, mind you that you somehow managed able to miss out on that, so either way though, I suggest you look up on our channel and then just try to able to find the Super Mario catalog of playlists for ranging from platformers to kart racing games, and as well as parties and etc. Which you probably already know what I'm talking about if you've seen our channel and stuff like that. So Oh god, okay. Thank goodness we didn't actually get hurt by that particular ring lasers and stuff like that. And look, for that particular water planet right there, despite I didn't show you guys properly, but that planet right there might be familiar to you for those of you other Pokemon fans. So in this case, the Pokeball planet. So, and I could imagine about the fact that, well, most people are still very excited about, you know, Pokemon Generation 9 for, you know, Nintendo Switch, to be more specifically, Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet, so, but either way though, you pretty much expect you probably already know. Alright, so let's head back in there again, and this time we'll do the secret mission, and also for that particular question mark icon is actually a different color, because it might seems familiar to you for those you've already seen our, you know, the original Wii version of this Let's Play, along with the forms of Super Mario Galaxy 2 as well. Although, mind you, about the fact that I'll get into more details about that as soon as we get this thing to it, by once again guiding the Torpedo Ted right onto, this time around, not on that previous cage as we already done, but rather we're trying to able to guide him onto that caged pipe. So that way, it'll pretty much guarantees me to lead me to, of course, the actual secret mission route. So, boom! And that creates a whirlpool, which actually automatically guarantees me to able to go into the pipe. So, pretty swell right here. And now, I think this actually takes us in, I would say, the underneath portion of the planet. So, I'm pretty sure that seems to be the case. So, and of course, much like the forms of how it does it on Battle Rock Barrage mission, ever since in Battle Rock Galaxy, basically we need to once again guide the Bullet Bill right onto that particular cage, but this time, we actually stumbled across the different colored star, of all things, which this time, it appears to be the green star. So, yeah, because usually in the first game on Super Mario Galaxy Games department, they usually in the first game only has 3, so as opposed to in Super Mario Galaxy 2, only has like 120 of them, so, yeah, because again, if you've fallen for those Let's Plays already, the secret of Boyle Base, so, nicely done. Especially noticeable that thankfully it doesn't take me that long though, so. Wow, you rescued a green power star. These stars have a special kind, well, usually for the most part anyway. Although I do apologize if my reading skills wasn't all that great. That's only mainly because I was a little bit of a rush, so I do apologize for that. So, yeah, with that being said, folks, it's the fact that we'll pretty much guarantees us that we might able to end things off here. So join us next time for more of Let's Play of Super Mario 3D All-Stars in Super Mario Galaxy. It's the fact that, as usual, collect some more power stars and move on to the next dome otherwise. So see you guys until on Monday. Later, fellas.